Thank you, Pedro. And you set the stage for our next speaker very well. Latifah Azlan, a Mald student, concentrated her Fletcher studies in political systems and theories, international information and communication, and human security. Latifah earned her bachelor's degree in international relations from Boston University. Prior to Fletcher, she worked for the Malaysian Ministry of Defense and then for the Institute of Strategic and International Studies in her native Kuala Lumpur. At Fletcher, she has, among other things, been a teaching assistant for our course on influencing policy and the global debate, co-president of the Fletcher Islamic Society and the Fletcher Students of Color and Allies, a conference chair for our inaugural Decolonizing International Relations Conference, and the managing web editor for the Fletcher Forum of World Affairs. I invite Latifah to come forward and speak.
Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon. Greetings of peace and blessings to all of you. It is a great honor and privilege for me to stand here today to speak at Fletcher's 2019 commencement ceremony. Congratulations, everyone. Over the last year or two, you've spent countless days and nights in so many corners of this campus and this city, all in pursuit of a piece of paper that will hopefully open many more doors and lead you to the future you've dreamed for yourselves. I hope that just for this weekend, you'll set aside any worries you may have about the job search, the move to DC or abroad, and even any unfinished capstones to celebrate this occasion with your friends and family. Thank you, Dean Ian Johnstone, for your kind and generous introduction. Dean Johnstone's course on international organizations was one of the first classes I took at Fletcher, and to receive my diploma from him today feels like my time here is coming full circle. Thank you also to Professor Kimberly Tyden, of whom I am incredibly grateful to be able to call myself a student. Without her guidance and support, I would not have been able to accomplish many of the things I set out to achieve as a Fletcher student. Professor Tyden, congratulations again on winning the Paddock Award. I cannot think of a more deserving teacher and mentor for this distinction. And not forgetting the great Pedro Cardenas, of course. That was an incredibly beautiful speech, and I was cleaning out my locker and found a PDP exercise we worked on together where you helped me with my resume. And today, I'm very proud to call you a close friend. Pedro, thank you for your friendship. You lead by example, and I strive every day to be as patient and graceful as you are to so many of us. And finally, to the Fletcher friends and family who have come from near and far to be here today, welcome to Medford. Sorry. This achievement is just as much a product of the hard work and sacrifices you have all made for each of us. Thank you for your relentless support and fierce love, without which we would not have had the confidence to venture out into this world to find our own paths. Mama, Abba, Isa, and Hannah, this is for you. I would like to begin my remarks today by reciting an extremely truncated version of one of my favorite poems called Mahasiswa, or Graduates, which was written by Malaysian poet and literary great Usman Awang. Mahasiswa dari kota, tanahair, bangunlah. Angkat matamu dari buku, Lampaui, dinding, Lampaui, tembok. Semua menunggumu, mengajakmu ke tengah jalan raya kota. Kerana tenagamu dengan ilmu di dada akan merombak erti hidup sebuah negara. You may have noticed that I recited this poem in my mother tongue and the language it was originally written in, which is Malay. My family and perhaps only a handful of you in the audience today may have understood what I just said, so I'm going to try my best to translate the meaning of this poem in a way that truly encapsulates its beauty and its profundity. Like many of you here, I came to Fletcher with great ambitions. Standing up for human rights, eradicating poverty, strengthening transatlantic relations, improving the delivery of humanitarian aid, using business for social impact. Regardless of the reason you chose to come to Fletcher, I believe that all of us ultimately arrived here with one goal in mind, and that is to make the world a better place. Instead, what I discovered during my time here was the importance of making our community a better place. This was my true lesson as a Fletcher student, that activism and advocacy begins in our immediate surroundings, and no matter how noble our intentions are, we cannot hope to make the world a better place if we are not actively and consistently thinking about making our communities better too. The poem I recited is in fact a call to action to do just that. To me, it is the core message that lies at the heart of my Fletcher education, and it is why I chose to share it with Fletcher's 2019 graduates, because these lessons are inextricably linked to the mission of the Fletcher School and to the essence of its community. I have personally witnessed the efforts that so many of you have put into making this campus a better place for everyone. You have organized conferences, planned culture nights, led student organizations, collaborated on group projects, established support groups, and served on student council, all for the sake of community and kinship. And why did you do all of these things? To destigmatize mental health, to push for gender equality, to decolonize international relations, to foster intercultural dialogue and understanding, to decarbonize the electric grid. This list is by no means exhaustive, but it is representative of the changes you sought to make in this elite community. Yet we still have a long way to go, because while our community is a sanctuary for some, it is a source of pain for others, and the uncomfortable truth is that even here, there is much for us to improve. While Medford may be a bubble, Fletcher itself is not special. All that is good and bad in this world is reflected right here on Packard Avenue, and if you believe that what happens in our community is detached from what is happening across the world, you would be sorely mistaken. As an example, we shuffle through these hallways, passing by each other on our way to class to discuss human rights, all while some members of our own community were fighting for their right to basic health care and a livable minimum wage. A Fletcher degree is a tremendous responsibility that we now bring into the world. Our expertise and data may help us comprehend some of the problems we face, but they cannot replace the richness of the lived experiences of the people whose lives we seek to improve through the governments and organizations we'll find ourselves working with someday. Improving a community, our community, no matter where we find them, involves more than just theories and theses. It requires the courage to admit that we do not have all the answers, nor may we ever. The wisdom to continuously seek knowledge from others, including those who are often excluded from privileged and elite institutions such as Fletcher, and the humility to truly understand and accept the positionality we hold and privileges we carry in the spaces we move through and what that means for our line of work. Before I leave, please allow me to once again recite the same portion of Usman Awang's Mahasiswa, but this time in English. Graduates from the heart of the homeland, rise. Lift your eyes from these pages and beyond these walls. All are waiting, inviting you to the middle of the path. Because your energy and the knowledge you carry within you will define the soul of a nation. So go out there and change the world. Make your communities better. Take care of your people and advocate for everyone else. But do it critically, do it thoughtfully, do it selflessly, and do it compassionately. Thank you, good luck, and don't mess it up.